All right. Well, welcome to day 3 of our challenge. And today we are going to talk about what is that one thing that makes everything we've already talked about create the certainty. Okay. So, I want to start with a little apology. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. Okay. One of the things about consciousness is once you've expanded it, you can't unexpand it. Now you know. You can't ever not know what you know. And the reason that I say sorry, not sorry is because you are going to become aware more and more of where this isn't happening in your life and where it's not happening in the lives of the people around you. And it's not happening in the collective world around you. So as you evolve in your consciousness, this is why the uh, the way that you understand and the people that you can actually have conversations with starts to change. So sorry from the perspective of you will not have the same width, and not sorry from the perspective that the depths that you will begin to be able to experience life is going to get deeper. So let's do a little bit of a review. So day 1, we talked about the 4 stages of manifestation. And remember, everyone is always manifesting. It's just that about 22% manifest on purpose, and 1% actually comes to that easeful manifestation where it just is an expression of who they be. And there's lots of stages or lots of implications of what that looks like in between. But the biggest thing that we want to harness and hang on to is that knowing of our personal power. Okay. So the 4 stages. First, we intend, I wake up in the morning. I intend to do a lot of things. Whether they happen or not is in relationship to, am I owning my power to give attention to what I truly desire? Do I imagine and play in the space that it's already happened, what it's going to look like? And then do I embody the sensation that accompanies the conclusion of it, the certainty of it, the finalization of it? Is my mind and my body in sync? And remember, we talked about we're 100% human and 100% spirit. The human part of me is my head, the spirit part of me is my body. Are they in sync? Are they integrated so that manifestation in what I desire by choice is certain? Right? Manifestation is certain. Always. It's a law. The invitation is, do you want to own it and have the manifestation be what you choose and not manifest by default? Now, the pitfalls, day 2, the pitfalls that we fall into with this manifesting uncertainty, the first one is we do not give enough credence and attention to how our subconscious is functioning. We give so much attention to what our cognitive is thinking that we think that this is what is manifesting our life, right? And we've been told thoughts are things. or subconscious thoughts are things. Subconscious thoughts are things. And if we are not understanding that our subconscious is the manifester, and that our conscious mind is just the or our cognitive mind is just the persuader of our subconscious mind, then we get really frustrated. We try to figure out how to do it ourselves, right? So when we start to realize, oh my gosh, nothing's wrong with me because I've been programmed, I have patterns. Yes, there are things I haven't been exposed to yet. And if I'm looking at the world outside of me instead of tapping in to that guidance system inside of me, I will not be manifesting with ease and certainty because I haven't lined up all of the factors that are needed for that certainty. So not giving enough attention to those factors throws us off course. And then we go, see, it's never going to happen. See, I'm not worth it. See, I don't actually deserve it. Okay. Number two is we don't understand the stages of consciousness, the phases of consciousness, the transformation of consciousness. We don't understand that we have a human side and a spirit side, and they both have laws. We don't recognize that the very best thing we can do is be in this present moment and accept it as it is, and then move forward. Right? Because when we understand consciousness, and when we understand all that is a law, and I'm in relationship with that law, right? Then I start making up stories about how I don't deserve it, how I can't make it happen, how it's not going to work for me, how everyone else gets it, but I don't. Okay? And the third one is we try to do it alone. And guys, why do we try to do it alone? Our woundedness, patterns of shame, fear of rejection, not wanting to look weak or like we don't know, right? So when we enter into relationship with other people and we say, hey, it's okay that I don't know something. It's okay that I have this program. From here, where can I go? And guys, we're better together. We are created for relationship. That's why I love, and I'm gonna highlight Sarah again. I love that her husband is doing this with her. Because guys, I don't know if you've ever heard of Napoleon Hill. I'm sure if you are in this space right now, you probably have. And Napoleon Hill has a whole section in his 13 Laws of Success about the mastermind. And he talks about how the number one mastermind is a partnership, an intimacy partnership, whether it be a husband and wife, or if you're married or not married, but that intimacy with two people who decide to do life in partnership, it is the most powerful force on the planet. When two minds come together with one vision, it's magic, right? And maybe your partner, excuse me, maybe your partner isn't on board with you. Good. There's partnerships, friends, other people that you know, right? We don't have to do this alone. But I love the intimacy when two people are willing to be in partnership, in manifestation together. It's pretty cool to watch. So kudos to you guys. Okay, so that's kind of our review. Today, we are going to chat about the number one thing that must be present in order for this manifestation thing to happen with ease and certainty. But before that, I want to give you guys a little bit of an invitation. First, I have to have some admitting, and then I will give you an invitation. So here's the admittance of one of the places that I get stuck in, not the integration of me, is I like to think I know what I'm doing. And I don't, but I like to think I do. And so I get this download from God and this igniting from the Holy Spirit of this idea that I'm supposed to bring forth onto the planet. And then I go, okay, great, I'm going to figure this out. And then I go into my human only and I try to figure it out and I toil and it drives me crazy. So back in October, God was like, hey, Lori, I don't want you to do anything for the final quarter of the year. Do nothing. Don't try to create anything. Don't try to do anything. Don't try to market. Don't try to figure out technology. Don't do anything. And I was like, oh, yes, nothing. Now, I struggled doing nothing, but the relief of that was so cool. And so at the beginning of the year, God said, you're only going to do what's fun for you. Only do what's fun for you. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm only going to do what's fun for me. And there was a couple things that popped up in my mind. And then this popped up in my mind doing this challenge. But of course, instantaneously, I'm like, now I got to market. Now I got to get my coaches together. And now I got to, because I've launched programs before. And so I know how they should work. And God's like, no, we're just doing what's fun. So I'm like, oh, well, then I'd really like to create this, to package it for like a course. And I said, but I don't like to do courses without, like, I don't like to do recordings without people there. It fuels my soul, like we talked about on day one. And so God's like, okay, just have fun with it. Okay, so I didn't do any marketing. The only little bit of technology I did was really using some of my old stuff that I brought into this, but I only did what was fun. And so the invitation you guys get to gain from that experience, because I don't know if the technology is going to work right. I don't know if we got the reminder emails right. I don't know if we did any of those things. And I'm creating this course actually for something different, but I want people there. So you guys get to benefit from that. So let me tell you the advantage of a program and the experience of being in a program, at least in our container, is when I think about how we're programmed, it's because we're immersed, right? We're immersed in our family unit. We maybe are immersed in our church, in our faith, in our beliefs. We're definitely immersed in our American society. If you were born in America, we're immersed, right? So what better way to shift our beliefs than immersion? And again, I'm not a religious person, but I think Jesus was a badass and he did life with his disciples. It was immersion. And I think that's how we shift best. And I want you guys to think about having a cloth, a white cloth, and you say, I want to turn this white cloth red. And if you took it and you dipped it and you took it out and you dipped it and you took it out and you dipped it and you took it out and you dipped it, how long would it take for that cloth to turn red? Probably a long time. But if you actually took it and you immersed it into the dye and you just left it, it would change a whole lot quicker. And that is my heart, is change, community. And the other thing we talked about, you guys, I've given you all of the information and all of the knowing of how to manifest with certainty, how it works, the law, what pitfalls to watch out for, what things to go and study in order to overcome those pitfalls, right? The information is one thing, it goes into our head. The embodiment, right? The embodiment, shifting those beliefs in our heart, that's what creates manifestation, right? So in this program, the way that we've designed it is about immersion. It is about transferring this intellectual knowledge into the embodiment of knowing. So if this has been fun for you and you guys are like, I want more of this, I want that transformation, I want to come out on the other side of a 40-day experience with an embodiment of this knowing. Typically, we do this course at 4,200 is how we've been launching it. But guys, like, again, I didn't do the marketing and I didn't hire somebody to do all the technology. I'm doing all the coaching, which normally I have my coaches that are in my program do the coaching, but I'm doing all the coaching. I'm doing it all, which is why I can't promise you that you're going to get your emails on time. But if you desire, I'm actually doing a 40-day for $9.99. Okay, so $999 if you guys want to come play with me. I also do, because I just want people there and present and experiencing this transformation. You can also do $99 a month for 12 months. And so I'm making it available to anyone. I do only have 10 spots, just so you know, just because I can't, if I'm doing all of the coaching, because you get activation coaching, you get, well, no, you get activation 5 days a week. You get the training and the Q&A. You get, and I can give you a whole list of this. Oh, wait, I was supposed to have, see, this is how I don't do this part of it very well. Like, I forgot to get you guys the link, but I will get you the link. I just have to go look it up real quick. But it explains you get 2 coachings a week, 2 90-minute coachings a week. You get the training, you get live Q&A. Every morning, Monday through Friday, we do an embodiment session where it's about 15 minutes where all we do is go into a meditation and we actually shift the way that the cells function so that you are integrating all of this information at a cellular level. There's all kinds of really cool things that we do throughout this 40 days. It is jam-packed with lots of things like we talked about yesterday with Melissa. Energy loves action. So we give you a lot of things to do. We give you a lot of things to immerse yourself so that at the end of this 40 days, this is a new way of being. It's not just something that you know in your head. It is a new way of being. So, I will really quickly see, I will, as quickly as I can, see if I can find that, that link. Let's see. Oh, guys, I might have found it. I did it. Guys, I think that's honestly the fastest I have ever like gone somewhere and found a link ever before in my life. But this link will give you all the information to all the different things that you get access to, the different coaching, the different training. Doesn't mean you have to come to everything, but we make something available to you 5 days a week and 3 days a week, twice a day. Because again, we want opportunity for you guys to immerse yourselves into this message. If you have any questions, you can also, oh, that was the other thing. I was supposed to have a little link for my calendar if you guys had any questions. If you have any questions or you want to hook up on a call to ask any questions, just put in the chat, I want a call. And then before I hang up at the end, I will make sure I have your information to set up a call with you. All right. So that is my invitation into more for anyone who wants to come play with me. I'm super excited about this particular course because it is what I've been wanting to teach for about 15 years. And I have shied away from it for a couple of different reasons, but I'm super excited about this message and just the fullness of what it provides as far as that embodiment of the new way of being. So, all right. The number one thing. Okay, wait, before I tell you the number one thing, I want you to close your eyes for just a minute. And I want you to drop your awareness into your body. And I want you to think about if you decided, I would like to grow a tomato, a apple tree, a pear tree, whatever it is that you desire, that you want to grow. And I want you to imagine going to the store, and I want you to imagine asking the clerk, hey, where do I get seeds to grow XYZ? Now I want you to go back to your home, and I want you to find where you're going to plant your seed. And I want you to dig a little hole, and I want you to put your seed in there. And I want you to cover it up, and I want you to give it a little bit of water. And then I want you to go inside. And I want you to turn on your favorite TV show, or make your favorite meal, or play with your sweet baby, or have sex with your spouse. I don't care what you do, but go inside, take your mind off your seed. Now I want you to go back outside, and I want you to see that there's nothing there yet, but you know you planted your seed. Making sure that it's surrounded by all that it needs. The soil has nutrients in it. And then you go back inside and you go live life, and you wait 3 or 4 or 9 weeks. I don't know how long, whatever it is that you're growing is going to take, but fast forward. Now I want you to come back out to your seed, and I want you to see a little sprig. And I want you to get so excited that you see your little sprig. There it is. There's your sprig. And you make sure it has water, and you make sure if it needs some added fertilizer, and then you go about life. And then you fast forward, and over time, because I think for an apple tree, it takes 2 years, I think, for it to start producing fruit. But you see your bush or your tree, and it's flowering and it's producing fruit. Just sit for a minute and look at your fruit. Maybe you eat a little, you taste a little, and you're like, oh man, I make good fruit. All right, now come back to me. I want you to think about, it's January. We just had Christmas a month ago. I want you to think about that you have somebody who loves something in particular. And fast forward to June, and you find something that somebody that you love would love. And you're like, I'm going to buy that for them for Christmas. And somebody goes, it's June. And you're like, that's okay. I'll hold on to it for 6 months. They're going to love this. I love them, and they're going to love this, and I'm going to buy it. Now I want to ask you, and you can put this in the chat. Why is it that you would buy somebody a gift in June for Christmas? Why do you think about that? Why would you be okay with spending money on a gift that you're not even going to give somebody for 6 months? Because you thought of them? Because you love them? Because I wanted to, I set a reminder to remember at Christmas time. Yeah. Planning ahead. Yeah. My my heater's burning my leg off. Hold please while I move that. In the moment, because it makes me feel good. I wanted to. Are any of you worried about not giving it to that person at Christmas? Especially because you have a reminder. Nicole said, I have a reminder because I knew it was perfect for them. Are any of you concerned that Christmas won't come? No. December 25th, every year, Christmas comes. Certainty, right? So you have no problem investing your money and your time and your effort and your love in June because of the certainty of Christmas coming in December, right? Now I want you to go back to your sweet little plant that you planted. If you went to the store and you asked them for an apple seed, would you be expecting an orange to produce itself? No. You'd be expecting an apple tree. You'd be expecting an apple to produce. You'd be expecting that apple to produce more seeds. Yeah? One seed has the capacity to create an orchard. That's multiplication. One seed, I plant one seed, I grow a tree. It produces many apples. There are many seeds inside of each apple. One seed produces an orchard. Now, would any of you, when you were in your little imagination just now with me, did any of you, after your first day, go out and dig up your seed and go, why aren't you here yet? No. When it was a sprig, did you look at the sprig and go, you should be a tree already? No. Why? Because you understand the law of nature. You understand the law of nature. Now, you didn't take the seed and flush it down the toilet and expect the tree to grow out of your toilet. What did you do? You planted it in soil. You watered it. You made sure it had the appropriate amount of light. Why did you do all of those things? Because you understand the law of nature. Yes? Was anybody confused about what you were producing in your imagination just now when you went and got your seed? I don't think so. You guys are pretty brilliant. I'm sure you watched that seed and you went about your business, right? You didn't go inside, if we'll just use the apple tree as an example. You didn't go inside and try to figure out how to make your apple seed become an apple tree. You did not do that. Why didn't you do that? Because you understand when you plant a seed that the seed already knows what to do. It already knows how to produce itself and go from a seed to be a tree or a bush, whatever you decided to plant. Do any of you ever think about going inside of a woman's body to make sure that a baby is being formed properly? No. Why? Because the egg and the sperm, when they come together, they know what to do. They already know what to do. Divine intelligence knows how to take that seed and form it and shape it to become actually a child. Nobody's trying to do nature's work when we're talking about a baby or make sure Christmas comes or when we plant a seed. Nobody's trying to figure out how to make it work. Why? Because we're trusting time, we're trusting nature, we're trusting the sun and the soil and the seed, we're trusting the environment of a uterus. We're trusting nature to do what is divinely ordered in nature. We're trusting something other than us to actually manifest that thing. You guys want to know what the number one thing that must be present in order for the ease and certainty of manifestation? You must recognize the spiritual law of manifestation is no different than the natural physical law of making a baby, clock time and having Christmas show up, and a seed producing an orchard. You don't question any of that because you see it with your eyes. Now, let me read to you really quick. Hebrews 11:1. Now, faith is the assurance that what we hope for will come about, and the certainty that what we cannot see exists. Guys, faith isn't something that we have. Faith is how it works. When you start to own who you are as made in the image of God, creator of what you came to the planet to create, what you came to the planet to create, what you came to the planet to bring forth. Right? We hear that whatever you think you can have, if you believe it, you can achieve it. I'm going to say no to that. And all of a sudden you guys are like, wait a minute, Lori, you just told us on Monday that whatever we focus on must manifest. Yeah, but what did you come to the planet for? And this is what makes the identity of creator so freaking powerful. I didn't come to the planet to have a wiener. And I can think about it all day, and I can imagine it all day, and I can embody it. And I think if I came to the planet to have a wiener, then I could use the law to pop out a wiener. But I didn't. I came to the planet to be this beautiful body of a woman. That's what I came to the planet for. Yeah? So we can have these thoughts in our minds, but if we don't become aware, and this is why I wanted you guys to do the challenge of thinking about those questions. What did it do in your body? Because we all came to the planet for something different. And when we think about manifestation, a lot of times we think about physical manifestations of stuff. Well, what if you just came to the planet to manifest a really super happy family? And maybe you didn't come to be a millionaire. You came to live in a moderate-sized home with a moderate kind of car. But your sole focus and why you came to the planet is to have a family that travels together and laughs together and creates together. And it's not about the dollar amount. It's not about the size of the business. And it's not about who sees you or who doesn't see you. Your sole focus is that. Maybe you did come to the planet to build a booming business, millions of dollars. Maybe you came to the planet to build a business that makes hundreds of thousands of dollars because that's all you came to the planet for. See, guys, we have to know the seed that's inside of us and what it is supposed to produce in order for that alignment to happen. Know thyself. Right? It starts with know thyself, but then we have to throw in, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. There will always be two parts to the magic. But at the end of the day, if we don't understand that the unseen spiritual law of manifestation is no different than the natural scene of the manifestation of a tree or a baby, then we're always wondering, why not me? Why can't I make it happen? Because we're not focused on the fact that it is a law. Seek and you'll find is a law. It's not a suggestion. It's not some really cute quote. And again, if you're offended by the F word, close your ears. It's a motherfucking law. Isn't that so exciting, you guys? Isn't it so exciting? This is the power, knowing that it's a law. It can't not happen when we are in alignment. The problem is we've been programmed not just through the bad things and the things that people have done. We've also been programmed in what is right and wrong in who we be. And let's go back to the example. If I was programmed that it's better to be rich than poor, then I will never be in alignment to have a moderate size home because I'll think there's something wrong with that. If I've been programmed in a religion that the best way to be right with God is to produce lots of children, and I decide I only want two, I will never be fulfilled on this planet because I'll always in the back of my mind say something's wrong with me because I didn't want to have more kids. Until we actually start to realize, know thyself, you need to go deep inside of you and figure out first and foremost, what is the seed inside of me come to this planet to produce? And then recognize it is a law that it produces. As long as we don't dig it up on the first day, as long as we don't stop watering it, as long as we don't put it under a bushel. I don't know if any of y'all ever came from like church in Sunday school. Hide it, I'm gonna, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, put it under a bush. Oh no, I'm gonna let it shine, right? Are you playing small? Are you trying to be too big? Right? When we start to realize we came to the planet for something specific, we are a seed of divine energy placed on this planet to bring forth and manifest the glory of God. Love, fulfillment, peace, joy. Don't get caught up in the old version of maybe the perverted version of what religion thinks God is. We're talking the fulfillment of the joy. Do you believe that the unseen laws are laws just as much as the seen ones? And guys, we're given the seen laws so that we can know how things work. Now, when we take what we already know and we transfer it into the unseen, now we recognize how we can manifest with certainty. Know thyself. And recognize, as a man thinketh in his subconscious mind, so he is. And then we recognize that we take our cognitive mind and we persuade our heart into what's true based on what Holy Spirit, that divine guidance system inside of us, reveals. And then that, my friends, creates the resonancy of certainty in our manifestation. But we have to have all the parts working together. Understanding how we think, recognizing what's in our subconscious mind, and then trusting that the seed of divine energy that is inside of us must bring forth if we don't have any resistance. We must understand that this is a law. And once we do, now we just play it out. Now we just play it out. Now we plant our seed and then we go and we play with our baby. We plant our seed and we go read a cool book. We plant our seed and then we go have sex with our spouse. We plant our seed and then we go hang out with girlfriends. We plant our seed and then we go about life because we know that the seed must manifest. It must. It's a law. And now all the striving and all the toil and all the hustle, now hear me well. I am not saying we sit on the couch and do nothing. And to some of us, hustle, guys, I love to hustle. But I don't hustle anymore in my own strength and in my own understanding. I acknowledge this law in everything I do, and then I allow divine inspiration to say, hey, go to that meeting. Hey, go meet with that person. Hey, take a rest, do some meditation. And now I just do what I'm being prompted to do instead of trying to figure it out and make it happen and make it happen and make it happen. Nobody tried to make their seed happen in that imagination that we just did earlier. None of you did. I know it. Because that would be silly. We know that's not how it works. So when we take what we already know and we infuse it into the unseen, magic. And guys, life is supposed to be joyful. It's supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be doing what we enjoy. We're supposed to be fueled from inside of us, from the sensation of the knowing that we're already okay and that this unfolding is just our divine right. It's our birthright. It's our birthright. All right, you guys. So I'm excited. If we want to do some Q&A, I'm going to take a pause in our recording right now. And yes.